It is September 24th, 2018. This is the Wrestling Inc. podcast. I'm Glenn Rubenstein, joined by Matt Morgan. Raj Giri was actually at Raw tonight. We're going to talk about Monday Night Raw. Matt, what did you think of the show?
I thought the best part was when Raj Giri stood up and pulled his shirt up and said, "Matt Morgan rules." Did you see that part?
I did not see that part.
Oh, damn.
I was looking for him in the crowd. I was trying to figure out where he was.
Raj is too cool. You know he's too cool to like have a sign or stand up and cheer. I don't think he'd go crazy at a show. I don't think he would suspend his disbelief and be a wrestling fan.
Oh, that's got to happen, though, sometimes. I would hope it would happen.
I think it would. If for Raj, for that to happen, bro, I think it would have to be like back in the day, like when you were first finding out like who's going to be jumping at WCW, and he was right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could see that, but like nowadays, not so much for him.
Yeah, well, I don't think there was anything tonight really worth marking out for.
No, but I will say this: I'm always on him like white on rice, but I gotta give him credit. Is what's his old God dang it, Constable Corbin?
Yes,
he's getting really damn good in that ring, man.
Yeah, and I think the character's starting to gel. So we opened up with him backstage, him getting a talking to from Triple H and Steph about him keeping things in line on Monday Night Raw in his role as Constable, and the Shield is running wild, setting up a main event for the Shield against Baron Corbin and two mystery partners of his choosing. Then we went to the ring where the Shield were there and talking about, the titles they have, the match at the WWE Super Showdown coming up in Australia, and taunting Braun Strowman, Dolph, and Drew McIntyre, really setting that up. How's this feud working for you at this point between them? We're like a month into this now, right?
I like it. I do. I do. I think it's definitely all three Shield members at their best, I think. I do. I think they're at their best when all three are together.
Yeah, and they teased tonight pretty heavily this idea of Dean Ambrose turning.
Yes, they did.
What did you think of that and how they played it tonight? Did they go too far, not far enough?
No, I think they did well with it because these guys, remember the size of the egos they must have. All three of these guys are former world champions and a current champion. You know what I mean? So it's like they should have massive egos, not dicky kind of egos, but just egos of I'm the man of this group kind of ego. And there should be that natural, I don't know, like dissension. Like, I don't need you guys. I've already proven I didn't need you guys. I've gone out and won the title by myself without you guys. Yeah. So it does make sense. The way it ended at the show was pretty cool. The tonight's show, the way it ended was cool too, I thought. And just to have, the excuse for all six of these guys to continue working for me is good. Yeah. Because ultimately, my goal is to keep building, what's his name? Come on, what's wrong with me? Not Dolph. Drew. Yeah. So that's what I'm looking to shine the most coming out of this entire angle.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to keep this going for the foreseeable future, it looks like. I mean, they're advertising a lot of matches with the three of these guys going against each other.
And I'm getting confused by all the shows. I am, Glenn.
No, I feel you. Right, so we got Super Showdown coming up a week from this Saturday. We've got Evolution. That one's easy to remember because it's all women.
All girl, yep.
Then we've got the all-men show, the Crown Jewel, that's going to be in Saudi Arabia in early November. And then Survivor Series, traditionally I think it's the third week of November, the weekend before Thanksgiving.
Are they actually billing it like an all-men show? Do they call it that?
No, but I mean, remember after, because the thing with the women, they were saying, they need to do an all-women's pay-per-view, so what great timing that a week later.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it gives them that out of why we're women wrestling.
Yeah. And honestly, even people like myself that gave them an enormous amount of shit for that last time, like, we made our point. They're going to keep doing it. I don't think it's going to be as controversial this time because what else is there to say? And the women are getting the Evolution pay-per-view shortly before that.
Yeah. And what do you,
Yeah. So it is what it is. Finn Balor versus Jinder Mahal. Finn coming out with Bayley. Jinder coming out with Alicia Fox and Sunil Singh. So they're really putting the Mixed Match Challenge more into the regular programming. Did you watch Mixed Match Challenge last week on Facebook?
No, and I never will. No, it's too cartoony for me. I don't have the time to begin with. That's the real truth. Yeah. I don't. I've had the time to catch Raw, honestly. So it's tough, man. I think it's too cartoony. It's too cheesy for me. I know sometimes certain connections work and they're entertaining, but I don't have the time to give it a chance. It's kind of like 205 Live. I'm sure there's some really good wrestling going on 205 Live. It's not enough to pull me in though. It's not enough for me to like put my son down from slamming him all over the bed and wrestling with him for about an hour. Like, it's not.
Yeah. No, I feel you. It was a bit more of a pain to get through because they've expanded it. Last year or earlier this year was 15 minutes. Now Mixed Match Challenge is half an hour. And
that was only 15 minutes.
Earlier this year it was like 15-minute matches. Now they're doing 2 matches per episode, so it's half an hour. They're making it more like a show as opposed to just a bonus feature. So I mean, you got a taste of it tonight, right? Finn and Bailey coming out hugging. They were talking on commentary about their team B&B, Jinder and Alicia Fox, and they were doing some shtick together. It was what it was. Finn got the win.
It's annoying. It's annoying. It's childish almost. I want to say, like, they act like little kids. It's corny.
Yeah. Although I like some of the talk during the matches. I do like that it is more like those dark house show matches where they're clearly having fun doing it. That's kind of cool to see.
Yeah. And you will get some moments out of that when wrestlers have their hair let down and they're trying things because they're having fun. You will get some magic every once in a while out of that. You will.
Yeah, but yeah, half an hour is a lot to sit through to sift for the magic. So Finn got the win tonight. I wish him and Bailey were doing anything else than this.
Me too.
But yeah, this is where they're at. Okay, this is the most talked about match of the night. Natalya and the Bella Twins versus the Riot Squad.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason this match was talked about, one, actually I thought it was a pretty good match. There was a lot of back and forth. The triple suplex was cool. But Brie Bella was doing the yes kicks on Liv Morgan, and on the last 2 connected right with Liv's head. She may have been concussed, and they said they took her to the back to be seen by a doctor, but I guess she was off to the side of the stage. People saw that she was being treated by Dr. Armand right there. And everyone on Twitter was going on about, again, this idea is Brie unsafe or not skilled enough to be doing these matches with the tried and true women that have come up in the NXT school of wrestling as opposed to when the Bellas rose through the ranks in the WWE.
What is that? The Bellas can't keep up with them? They're not good enough?
Well, Nikki doesn't get as much of this crap, but with Brie, remember a couple weeks ago, the suicide dive botch that everyone was showing, I guess, the 2 suicide dives. I mean, I think that online, for whatever reason, Brie has been getting a lot of shit about her in-ring work.
Yeah, I just didn't understand what the connection was that the other girls were NXT wrestlers. I don't understand the connection.
Well, I think it's okay. So some of this is speculation, but think about where the Bellas were, what developmental for women was like when the Bellas came up.
Yeah, but here's the difference. Those 2 have already. I'm not fans of the Bellas. I don't like them on my TV screen. That said, they've definitely improved immensely. But not just the 2 chicks that modeled back in the day. They put in a lot of time to improve. In fact, Brie was the better of the 2, I thought, for quite a while there, where she was doing the yes kicks every match, and while Nikki was hurt. Yeah. And she improved. And so it's just, here's what I think. I think it's ring rust. I think she's not working out. I may be wrong, but that's the only thing I can attribute that to. I'm trying to think, if I had to go back in the ring, you bet I'd be in some indie school down the streets, garage ring or whatever, working off the kinks and getting my wind back up and getting all my timing back before I'd ever get into a ring again. And I just have a feeling that she's not doing that. That's the only thing I can come up with as to why she's not being safe, because this was never an issue before. Yeah.
Well, and I think a part of it's also chemistry, right? I mean, WWE at their house shows typically does 1, maybe 2 women's matches on the card, lots of 6 women tags. These women are working together.
True, but Glenn, kicks are kicks. You just sit there and you give them your chest. It's not brain surgery. You should not be missing that. The only time you're missing that is because you're either way too confident out there and you're letting it fly too much. Yeah, the adrenaline get the best of you, which I don't think is the situation with her. Or you're off. Your timing is off.
Yeah, and I've watched the video, and I'm not assigning blame necessarily. I don't know if Liv leaned when she should have leaned back. I don't know exactly what happened, but on Twitter, oh my God. I mean, Twitter has had it out for Brie this entire run. It seems
I'm surprised to hear that because it's Daniel Bryan's wife. I'm actually surprised to hear that.
Yeah.
I figured Nikki would be the one to get it because it's Cena's.
But Nikki wasn't getting crap when she was solo. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. Nikki on her own, it seemed like, was welcomed and taken fairly seriously. But when it's quote unquote the Bella twins, that just conjures up memories for people.
I just, again, it's Daniel Bryan's wife. Like, that's the internet's like wet dream. They love Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
So I just thought through association, she'd get more over because of it. I know it sounds silly, but I thought she would, like, you watch the show every once in a while. Between the two of them, Brie's the one who's more of a student of the game. That's why I'm surprised this is happening.
You know what it's like? It's like Kurt Cobain and Courtney Love.
Exactly.
Yeah. People sometimes have a bias for whatever reason. Maybe they don't think Brie is good enough for Daniel Bryan. I don't know. But this match, they carried it through 3-on-2. The Riot Squad won. Riot kicked to Natalya. Ruby covered her for the pin. And we are building up to the Bella Twins, Ronda Rousey versus the Riot Squad at the Super Showdown. Ronda Rousey was not there tonight.
This isn't the women's show they're building to?
No, this is going to be the 3-on-3 at the Super Showdown. For Evolution, they have not announced it yet, but I believe the speculation is still there will be a turn, and it will be Nikki Bella versus Ronda Rousey.
Okay.
Which I still don't know how they're going to make that. Yeah, I'd rather see Natalya versus Ronda something.
Nobody believes nobody believes fans. Nobody.
Yeah. Did a very good segment tonight for Connor's Cure. Talked about their partnership with Hyundai. Triple H. It's always weird seeing Triple H and Steph go from being such natural baby faces when they're talking about charitable initiatives to them being assholes backstage.
It is. It's weird.
It is what it is. But no, I think with Connor's Cure, it's really great what they're doing with that partnership. Then they have these segments backstage. Dolph Ziggler trying to sway Dean Ambrose, lure him to the dark side. What did you think of that? I kind of like Dolph was telling some truth and telling his story compared to Dean's.
Yes, Dolph at his finest, right? Like this is what he brings to that group. Remember we were talking about how like they had all three of them out there for the first time when they have Braun out there talking way too much, using way too many words to explain why he's now aligning with these other two gentlemen, and then Drew cuts a pretty decent promo. And then Dolph with his high-pitched voice, it just killed the entire promo. So I'm glad to see he's like they found it for him as far as like which is you wouldn't think would be brain surgery. Dolph's not a bad promo. He's a pretty good promo actually. By all accounts, he's not bad.
I think when he's being genuine, his last big face run, right before they brought the Spirit Squad back, I thought that was fantastic. Like when Dolph's being real, I'm 100%.
Yeah, when he's specifically talking about how good he is, every one of us do that, but it's different when he does it because I believe he believes it, and it's just different. It's very Shawn Michaels-esque when he starts talking about himself being the best at what he does, and I believe he believes that. And it never came across as heelish to me. I'm like, yeah, he kind of is the best, in the ring, as a heel. I always agree with him, but this was great. This was good use of him tonight. I thought, yeah.
That was cool. Then, okay, I forgot this was a thing till I saw it tonight because I missed last week. I had some civic engagement I had to participate in. But Chad Gable and Bobby Roode are still happening. How's this wearing on you, Matt?
Well, does he still does he like the way he uses the spotlight or whatever it's called? Is that's how you started tagging with him?
Yeah.
It's horrible. It's just rotten. It's rotten.
Bobby's going to turn on him, right? And just be, because Chad's like really obnoxious.
Like, I don't even know if it's enough anymore. I just don't think it's even enough. As much as we want Bobby to turn, they're just killing the kid. I don't get it. We're Triple H. Where are you? Stand up for your freaking boy here. Come on. This guy has got money written all over him.
Yeah.
Get him out of this crap and just tell the old man, turn the kid heel already. And he'll make you money.
Yeah, but tonight instead, we get Connor from the Ascension getting a win over Chad Gable.
This is ridiculous. Although this is a horrible thing to say. I'm friends with Connor. Horrible thing to say about a friend. But that's such a mean thing to say. It really is. But we're talking about the show itself and within the context of the show. Connor and the tag team are not meant to mean anything.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. It's not their doing, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, you can, okay, Glenn, you can subscribe to the theory of, hey, you never know what's going to happen in WWE. Anybody can win on any given night. And that makes sense. Yeah, I can see that. for that, that's cool. But come on.
Yeah.
This is not just the proverbial burial. You know what I mean? This was like somebody backed in the damn backhoe and buried somebody. This is brutal.
Yeah. I mean, Corey Graves, did you notice when he was sort of reaching on commentary? The Ascension were a dominant tag team in NXT, but on the main roster, they never really found their footing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad somebody talks about it, Lo. I know maybe you should be talking about lowlights, but we're all thinking it. Right? Yeah. You can't get around it.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, man. So I'm thinking next week something happens. Bobby Roode, maybe at the Super Showdown on the pre-show, Bobby Roode turns. I don't know. Something, anything. Yeah, I don't even know what was it. Okay, so according to the recap, Connor hit a modified gut wrench powerbomb for the pin on Chad Gable. If Connor has a finishing move, I don't know the name of it. That's how long it's been since Connor's won something in the WWE.
And I'm pretty sure it was a tag team combo finisher that they had.
Yeah. It's like Kurt Hawkins. Does Kurt Hawkins even have a finisher?
No, but Kurt Hawkins, it was on WWE Network. He has his own little thing I saw.
I heard that was really good, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Show him as a little kid, you know, in the crowd and stuff, like over the year, like a shoot mark being in the audience, little boy. That's cool. We can all relate to that. I'm
telling you, he's going to be the only guy that retires and goes out with a win. And that's going to break his streak, and then we'll never see him in the WWE again. Because the gimmick will be over.
It will be.
Yeah. So after that, we had Charlie Caruso talking to Triple H and Stephanie McMahon backstage and asked Triple H about The Undertaker. So I liked that when he said the end is near for The Undertaker, but I loved when he said if The Undertaker is talking about taking his soul, Triple H sold that a long time ago.
Oh, pretty good.
Yeah, that was fantastic. So they announced last week, I did miss this, is going to be Triple H and Shawn Michaels
in his corner.
Yeah, and versus The Undertaker with Kane in his
corner.
Yeah.
I thought that would move up a little bit, actually. I thought that may transition into a tag match. Honestly, I did.
Yeah. And Kane is getting $100,000 for Knox County.
What do you mean?
They're making a donation. The WWE says it's going to be they're making a donation to
That's it? That's all you're giving them, WWE?
Yeah.
Come on. He just won his election. That's what you're giving him, $100,000? Come on, you guys.
Yeah, $100,000 donation. Well, I think that's so, Kane doesn't get any crap for now that he's in office for leaving to go wrestle again.
Yeah, so give them more.
Yeah, I agree. Man. So we've got the Raw Tag Team title match tonight, the Revival versus Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre again. It was competitive. If the Revival aren't ever going to get this, right. I mean, I don't know. Do you think this is good? They're getting these competitive matches, or does it make Dolph and Drew look weaker, though?
That can be the argument, but what do you do? Because we keep knocking the tag division, right? And saying there is nobody. Because what are Authors of Pain? One of the biggest complaints I had was everyone's like, oh, they're burying them, not doing anything, they're talking too much. I'm like, well, even if they made them look like monsters, who the hell do they have to work with anyway? There is nobody. The tag division doesn't mean anything because there is no tag teams that anybody cares about. So enter this. We're guaranteed good tag matches. I really believe those two are a legitimate tag team. Right? That's very rare in WWE.
Yeah.
They're always two single guys mishmashed together. These two guys are a legit tag team. And I think it's very believable for them to put steam on them. I absolutely do. Because they're tag team specialists. And the announcers need to do a better job of that, of saying that. Like when Arn and Tully would get on like Road Warrior Hawk, they would be very clear about this is what the difference is between tag team specialists and technicians and, the Horsemen here, you know what I mean? And then they show them going to town on him in the corner, tagging in and out, kick, tag out, kick, tag out. You know what I'm talking about? And make them look like specialists in the process. So it means more when the other team beats them.
Well, how much do you think they can do that with the Revival, though, given that, since the B team lose. Yeah, I mean, they've been having these, the football pulled away from them at the end. It feels like for 3 months now,
Yeah, no, you're right. We're all fans of Revival.
I think the Revival's great. I would like to see the belts on them, but I think right now it would hurt Dolph and Drew for them to drop the titles. But I would love to see the tag team division on Raw be rebuilt.
It's a catch-22, yeah. out. The out is you have the Shield cost them those titles, right? So now it's believable. They didn't actually beat them for them. But then here's the issue. Now you have tag team champions that didn't really win those titles. And these are just tag team specialists, right? Like if they're going to win the titles, I'd like to see them go over on somebody with a legitimate pin and they outsmarted somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Roll somebody up, whatever have you. But that being a tag combination move, something along those lines, they got to make them more special. They don't look special physically. So the announcers have got to do a much better job of turning that dial up on tag team specialists at its finest, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and I don't think Drew and Dolph needed those to begin with. I would have liked to have seen the Revival be the ones to take them on the B team.
I agree with you. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And just these matches would mean that much more. But then again, the Revival would have to keep winning, right? Because they'd be the champs.
Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see what happens with all that. Kevin Owens show tonight with Elias and talks back about Bobby Lashley and Leo Rush. So Leo, now I missed this last week, Leo is Bobby's hype man. Did you hear the story about that? That apparently someone showed Vince a promo Leo did for 205 Live on Twitter, and Vince was like, let's bring this guy to Raw?
No.
Yeah, that's the story. So
what was the promo that was so good?
It would have to been from a couple months ago, weren't they? The last time they had the tournament, weren't a lot of the guys doing promos?
I wouldn't know. I want.
Yeah, because it's 205 Live. But no, I thought that was cool. I thought that was a cool story because this is what's different now: is you have wrestlers, WWE superstars who aren't getting TV time, who are taking to Twitter to cut these promos. Now, we saw in the case of The Miz, that's why we get the terrible promos with the words on screen, which they're bringing back for this season in the Mixed Match Challenge, but thankfully not the rest.
But that's a good show to have it on if there is one. But
Sure. But I like this idea that can get you noticed, that they're just not treating that like an alternate reality that doesn't exist, you know?
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, even Naomi, before Naomi and Asuka paired up, Naomi was on Twitter, like, playing out this thing. She was tweeting at, a variety of female talent from Raw. She was tweeting at former partners and people there like, hey, I need backup on SmackDown. Hey, I need backup on SmackDown to like lay the groundwork for when Asuka showed up. Yeah, it's cool that she did that, right? I mean, you figure if the writers aren't going to build your story, you build your own. So, yeah, we got this segment, and they're going to be facing off at the Super Showdown. It's going to be Bobby and John Cena versus Elias and KO.
Bobby, I don't know what's going on with Bobby. It's not him. You know, they have not found a way. It's like they almost don't know him.
Yeah,
it's what it feels like. They've not sat down long enough with him and talked to him or understand who he even is. Because here's the problem: on paper, Bobby is what you see them booking him as. His former military, all-American, the part of a phrase from Jack, Swagger. You know, he really is the all-American boy. He is. Top athlete, stud athlete, $1 million. He's chiseled, all natural. Like he's the real deal, right? He's a legit badass too in real life, and he's just not a baby face. Though he may look like it, he's just not one. That's not where he's comfortable.
Yeah,
it's like, how do we all know this and they don't, or they that stubborn and arrogant? I don't know.
So that did lead to a match tonight: Elias versus Bobby Lashley. What'd you think of the match?
I thought it was a good match. You didn't like it?
No, that was good. I mean, sometimes though look, when you get to the middle of Raw, you better be bringing it because that's the point when it's like, okay, what am I going to have for dinner?
Oh,
I'm going to go on Twitter. I'm going to, pay a little more attention to other things because it's a 3-hour show, dude. I mean, you got to really keep it entertaining at a certain point.
It usually there's usually a Seth Rollins match around this point. That's where it spikes up, though, the work in the matches.
Yeah.
It just usually spikes here, or a Finn Balor match.
Yeah, and KO, I liked KO and Elias a lot. I thought the match with...
that was really good. We need to talk about that. Yeah, that segment was very well done. KO is awesome. Absolutely.
No, I thought it was fantastic. I love that they're putting him in something with Cena again.
Yeah, we'll take it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be cool. I think that match... is the underdog, but the sort of the sleeper match of the Super Showdown. I think that could end up being one of the most entertaining matches of the night, if not the best match bell to bell.
I think that's a good call.
Yeah. And that's good because, I mean, Bobby needs that right now, I think. He needs to be in something that, you know.
It could turn out to go ahead. That's going to
elevate him a bit more, you know, since on his own he's not quite getting there.
Here's what's going to end up happening, though. If it's good, it's going to be entertaining, but in a house show-y kind of way, I would feel.
Sure.
So, like, I'm entertained by that when it's done well. You know, and Cena can do that really well at times.
Especially with KO, because, I mean, they're just trading one-liners back and forth, you know?
I was just going to say the same thing.
Yeah. So that would be cool, man. But, yeah, so Bobby won this by DQ tonight because Owens interfered, and, yeah. It's like... These are the matches I don't care about if they end by DQ or when not there. It's like if you can go 2 segments and end by DQ, and I'm cool with that. It's when you have the 3 or 4 segment match that ends by disqualification. That's when I'm pissed. So after that, we had McIntyre backstage
really
talking
quick,
to Seth Rollins. Oh, yeah.
I don't mean to slow the show down, but explain to some of these viewers why the 3 segments versus 2. Explain to them why that would piss you off more.
Well, I feel like if I'm investing a lot of time in the match and it's a big back and forth and a big build, actually, I'm going to make this comparison because Raj isn't here, Matt. We're going to get a little PG-13 right now, okay? And Blue Chew's not a sponsor tonight, but I'm still going to do this.
Yep.
It's kind of like when you're having sort of one of those marathon sessions with your partner and then something happens and you just don't finish. And you're like, oh, let's just go to bed. That's what a DQ is like after a long match.
Your annoying neighbor came over and asked for the damn hammer you borrowed from him. You're like, I got your hammer, buddy.
Yes, and then you're like, "What? You just
and everything's completely thrown off. You walk back in your room, your wife's asleep. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And you're like, I'm just gonna go read.
That was awesome.
Yeah, but that's what a DQ finish is like. I mean, it's like a double count out. It's the wrestling equivalent of blue balls. There.
And the best part, what you're saying, Glenn, is the truth. It's. You always hear us talk about emotional investment. Wrestlers talk about it too. That's the magic word, right? So that's what we want as wrestlers, to you guys as fans to watch and feel. So to ask you, the viewer, to go through 3 segments and emotionally invest, and then don't give it to you and don't give you that finish, we're quote unquote effing you over, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And it's lazy at times. Sometimes it has to be. Not with this company. They do too much. And I, the fan, you, the fans, I'm not going to give them that time. I'm not going to give them that time of day next time. I'm not going to emotionally invest in a 3-segment match. I'm going to say, I can't wait for this to be over. I don't even care what happens. Because I don't trust them anymore. That's what it makes me feel. I'm like, I'm going to get so gassed up about this match, right? And they're going to screw me in the end. So why am I going to emotionally invest?
Yeah. And that's why Hell in a Cell was the pinnacle of that for me.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. That sucks because I thought that was a good pay-per-view, man. I did. I thought that was a pretty good pay-per-view. It was.
Yeah. And then when Brock came out, it was like, Matt, that's like your neighbor knocking on the door, and you know it's someone that you're also into, and they're just going to get involved in what's going on. And then you're like, this is fantastic. It's like Christmas and my birthday rolled into one. And then it's like, what, you're leaving?
And you're taking my presents? What? Yeah.
It's like, I got nothing.
I'm here with nothing. Yeah, 100%. Dude, you're killing your analogies today.
It's good. Blue Chew might be the best thing that ever happened to this podcast. Being able to kick up to that PG-13 level. But yeah, because I've been thinking that for like a year now. I'm like, why does DQ bother me so much? That's why. I'm invested, and then I'm just, what? It's over? Nothing?
I put all this time into this for nothing.
Exactly. So we saw McIntyre backstage with Seth Rollins, trying to convince him now, about his role in the thing, trying to sow dissent within the Shield. Do you think this is just a tease, or do you think they're actually going to have the Shield break up with one of them turning on each other again?
They're going to, I don't know how to answer that. I want to say no, right? Because Roman needs it. I hate to say it. He needs them right now. He was getting pops again,
Yeah. Oh, I mean, tonight, seriously, Roman, this is helping him. This is helping him a lot.
When he got tagged in for the hot tag at the end, they all did it with him before he hit his. The whole arena did that with him, that roar shit of his, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
That's good.
So, I mean, with this, maybe Dean is the one that turns this time. I don't know. I feel like
Dean's a good heel.
Yeah, he absolutely is. The Shield reunion was so short-lived because of Dean's injury. I think they need to let this play out a bit more, but maybe they don't want to overdo it. So maybe we will see a turn at the Super Showdown. But I'd rather have it be a surprise, not like this.
Yeah. With a foreshadowing. Yeah.
So Nia Jax versus Alicia Fox tonight. Nia came out with Ember Moon.
Where has she been? Where's Nia been?
I think she was injured, I want to say.
Okay. Because, like, Ronda, one of my friends who's not really a big fan, like, casually will watch it once in a blue moon, she was in the gym, and she's like, hey, I've been really keeping up with wrestling, but, like, what the hell happened to Nia Jax? It seems like Ronda Rousey showed up, and then they forgot completely about Nia Jax. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what happened. I didn't know she got hurt. Okay.
Yeah. And so Alicia Fox was out there with Mickie James. It's kind of a basic match.
Last week, I want to make a point.
Yeah, please.
Alicia Fox. That's watching this, because they do watch this, Glenn. Not to give you guys huge egos here, but they do. The wrestlers do. A lot of them WWE. I will say this: any of y'all watching, especially the younger cats, when you're asked to be not a bystander, but come out to the ring and come out to ringside and be in someone's corner, you do not steal that talent spotlight. Okay, you'll have your opportunity in that segment. That's why you're out there, where you will have that spotlight, and then by all means, once it comes your way, you yank it, you steal, and then you shine bigger, brighter than you've ever shined. But until that point, you don't do it. Alicia Fox last week came out and made it. What she was wearing was way too distracting. She was about 8 feet tall. She's wearing like white something with a stupid hat. It was so distracting for me. I kept watching, and I'm constantly looking by the ropes during that match. I don't know if you remember. It was for some reason, it just kept distracting me and pulling my eye toward her. And you would think, well, right? You stars stand out and make you. Yes. Not when you're coming out to second someone. You don't do that. That's not the time for it. It's not really professional either.
Yeah, I mean, Alicia Fox is definitely not background. I think every week that she comes out, she definitely attracts attention.
And Glenn, it sucks because I remember being in those positions with Carlito.
Yeah.
And I'm 7 feet tall. Like, what am I supposed to do? Get on my hands and knees and get all small? So I would just be out there in my trunks, you know what I mean? And then I remember telling Stephanie that, Carlito's out in his Cabana shirt, whatever you call it, his Aloha shirt. I'm going to stick out more, and this is his match. Shouldn't I throw like a pay-per-view t-shirt on or something, Like, no.
You're just a big billboard.
But that's like
billboard, Matt Morgan.
Yeah, because I'm like, that's like the wrong, like I was trying to do the right thing for my boy, because that is being a professional. Like, you're not supposed to do in a perfect, like, they tell you to grab that brass ring, right? But you do that when it's about you. You don't do it when you're specifically out there to be the garnish to someone else's steak.
That makes sense. I mean, she definitely stands out.
She didn't do it on purpose, by the way. I'm not saying she did. I'm just making a little teaching note for the younger ones watching.
Yeah, it's interesting, though. I mean, to see, I think her fashion sense and the way that she dresses so flamboyantly, and it fits her character, but that's the thing. It's like, how do you have a character that's over the top in background?
It's their fault for putting her out there, in my opinion.
They're
not talking to her, say, hey, listen, this is a little bit too much. Which, because it screams star. She screams star to me physically.
Well, I think the same thing about Ember Moon. I mean, Ember was out there with Nia, and Ember wasn't in the full gear. She was kind of dressed down tonight, but just Ember's hair and her look alone, like, Ember is not backup.
Yeah, okay.
There's just certain people.
She was like 8 feet tall last week.
Yeah. Oh, man. So, and I did not see that last week, but I'll take your word for it. I mean, some weeks she's fashion forward, I believe, is the
she
term.
definitely is that. Yeah.
So this match tonight was kind of not super long. Nia ended up winning with the Samoan drop. It was what it was. They should rebuild Nia. I think Nia could be a credible contender to take on Ronda Rousey.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. She's a beast, man. She's improved, The promos, how we were singing her praises, me and you, not Raj. Raj was hating on her.
Raj hates everything.
Me and you were like seriously, when she was talking about like the bully stuff, right?
Yeah.
She was cutting some pretty damn good promos, man.
They just reminded me of this. So my favorite YouTube comment ever, and I read the YouTube comments of what we get on the podcast from time to time, and one just said, Raj Giri is sad man. It's like, yes.
Oh, do you know how quickly he would have fast forwarded you through that Blue Chew analogy, by the way? Would have given you the fake laugh and then immediate uncomfortable Raj laugh.
Oh, you're trying to sow some dissent here, like within the Shield, man.
I am not. I'm just burying him while I can. He's not here.
Yeah, I love Raj. He's a lot of fun. Actually, we know it was fun. So you weren't on the last time we did the Blue Chew ad, where since you weren't here and then went, Raj, you used it. What was your experience? And to watch Raj awkward be like, yes. I used it and well, yeah, it worked. It's like, yes.
Yes.
It was awesome.
Exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic. So after that, okay, we had the Shield. This was the main event tonight. We had the Shield versus Baron Corbin and the Authors of Pain, which I thought was a great pick. Except Drake Maverick walking out there.
What did we just talk about?
Yeah. Oh, it's like I thought he was there for scale. Like, this is how big these guys are. We're going to put a small guy next to him.
Yes.
So they're going to look like giants.
That's how it's supposed to be. You're absolutely right. But putting up, like, this, just keep him in what he was normally wearing. That was perfect. Suit and tie works.
Yeah. He just doesn't look tough. He can look suave. He can look cool.
It almost feels like it's a rib. I swear it feels like it's a rib.
It does feel like it's a rib. Which is unfortunate.
Because he's money. You don't have to be you don't have to be a monster to make money. That dude's facial expressions, he's a walking cartoon, man. I used to, I don't know if anybody knows this, but I was one of the first ones to start like pushing hard for him at TNA. I was watching his stuff on YouTube versus Party Marty Skrull at the time. They were developing their own angle over in the UK. I did an indie show over there, and I saw Rockstar Spud perform. I was like, this guy is freaking money, and he's hilarious. And so I started getting his YouTube videos, sending them to Terry Taylor. Terry wouldn't watch them. Physically bringing my phone to Terry Taylor. I'm like, watch this. And he's like, no, he's pretty good. He's short. He's like 5'5". I was like, Terry, you're missing the whole point. The dude's funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And once Terry left, and then I forget who came in, but then they took a look at him. They brought him in. Nick Aldis pushed hard for him, obviously. Lots of people did, you know. But I would like to say I was one of the first, if not the. And I'm going to take credit for Young Bucks, too. Me and Alex Shelley pushed hard as F to get them that tryout a year in advance.
Yeah, isn't it crazy? I mean, some of the guys who are at the top now, I mean, that's what's fascinating about the journey, right? Is seeing who was passed over, who was deemed not ready yet. You know, I mean, that's what's fascinating about this business. A lot of it's timing.
The coolest thing, bro, was the Young Bucks finally got that dark.
Yeah.
And we begged to let it be like Motor City Machine Guns, and it was. And oh my God, they tore the house down. Oh, like no joke.
Nice.
No joke. It was a cool experience. That's probably one of my favorite parts of the business. Was being able to, like, you know what I mean, get somebody, you know, not moved up, but maybe a tryout or something, you know, get a real look and change their, you know, trajectory, potentially change the trajectory. Rockstar Split, no question. I know for a fact I did. And Young Bucks, definitely I share that with Alex Shelley.
No, it's cool, man. That's really cool. Thought tonight, this match, so the Shields, they own this. They were great. Authors of Pain not eaten alive, which was good. They got a chance to shine. Baron got a chance to shine.
Yeah. Baron, his timing, I was just telling you about earlier.
Yeah.
You could tell he is right now, he's clicking on all cylinders. And I remember this feeling. It doesn't happen often. It happens when it was like, I want to say like for 6 months I did an Angle versus Kurt Angle, right? And I went through Ric Flair. I believe I went through like Nash, Steiner, Booker, all these people like one-on-one. Actually, not Booker. He wouldn't do the job to me, actually. Yeah, how about that? Thanks, Book. Nah. But anyways, Mick Foley, and it was to build me up to go through the Main Event Mafia. So what happened was my confidence was like at an all-time high. And I go back and I watch my match versus Kurt at Bound for Glory, and it was that build that got me to that point where everything went off without a hitch. I didn't waste any movement. There was nothing that was awkward looking with any, you know, ducking of my clothesline, nothing. And I was watching him tonight. I was like, he's in that zone right now. He's in the main event zone that you just get into as a talent where you're working all these house shows. You're working on top. You feel like you can't do anything wrong, right? And that's when good stuff happens, man. And that deep six he hit tonight, whoo! He has one of the coolest finishers, man. He has one of the coolest finishers. He's not a boring big man in the ring. He does that spot where you shoot him into the corner, and he slides under the bottom, comes back in the ring, and usually takes your face off with a, he does a baseball slide on. He's not that. It's not easy. It's athletic. He does some cool moves. It's up to them to get that stupid outfit off of him, and he is made.
See, I like this. I'm coming around on the character.
Outfit?
Well, a little bit on the outfit, because you got to remember, dude, we were talking about, the gut before, and he was wearing like the vest with spikes on it and stuff, and he had the skullet, as you so affectionately called it.
Right. Well, why couldn't we see the bald head with all the tattoos and stuff? I
think that looked kind of weird, though. Like, maybe it'll look cool. I don't know. I think the right outfit. I think right now, I like his character right now a lot. I think
do too.
Before it just wasn't clicking. Even when he was on Talking Smack, like I was like, it just wasn't connecting with me. Now I like it. I like his sort of smart ass, chicken ass heel attitude, being the guy in power.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, he's a 6 foot, 6'7" guy. I believe.
He's very tall.
Right. So his work is really improved. Anytime you get a 6'7" guy working in your main event and he can work, that's rare. So take it, WWE, while you can, and get that outfit off him.
They got to do something. I think
sleeveless. Can I get sleeveless? Can I get sleeveless?
Yeah, that could work. I mean, I like that on Twitter. He has a good sense of humor about himself. He's very funny on Twitter. That thing you see, TGI Fridays, sent him a bunch of gift certificates and like a fake termination letter for stealing the vest.
That was well done. I love that.
No, I love when brands pay attention to this stuff. Even when Gulak was doing the corny ass PowerPoint presentation thing, I love that Microsoft Office was tweeting about Drew Gulak.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I like when businesses get in on it and are marks for the business. And
as a never Saints, one of my favorite games. The damn game wanted me to game. I was like, what? It's like, you know what I mean? It's like you out of nowhere. Wendy's once. I just stopping to get in Wendy's, telling people how you can still eat clean on the road. Go to Wendy's, get a grilled chicken sandwich, take the bread off. It's grilled chicken.
Yeah.
And they direct messaged me back and like hooked me up with like free grilled chicken sandwiches.
Isn't it funny? Okay, because I have this too. Like, I'm pretty sure you make a decent living. I make a decent living. Wrestlers make a decent living. But there's something just about free stuff.
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah, like
better.
Oh yeah, like I'm my agency. We might be doing something with an energy drink, and they sent me like 3 cases.
Dude, jackpot.
Yeah, remember Balls energy drink from the 90s?
Oh yeah, I do.
They sell it online. So Balls sent me 3 cases of Balls, and I was just like, this is like Christmas and my birthday. It's fantastic.
How much caffeine they have in it? Do you know?
It's highly caffeinated stuff. I mean, probably as much as a Red Bull, if not more.
Check on that and see if they and tell me what it is, and want to see if they can maybe send me.
Yeah, hey, I know some people at Balls now. But yeah, there's something about that, and it's funny with wrestlers too, because you just there's
They'll never stop. You'll never stop putting your hand out wanting free stuff ever. Hulk Hogan, I love that, man. It's not what you make; it's what you save, and you save.
Yeah, man. So anyhow, back to tonight's match. Authors of Pain looked good. Corbin looked good.
Authors of Pain looked great. Yes, they did.
Oh, I was. Were you nervous? I was nervous.
Yes.
Like they're going to get eaten alive. Exactly. But even with Roman, Razor got some back and forth.
He did it. He threw him into the steps.
Yeah,
dude, hard as hell. But one of them screwed up with a big boot on Roman a little bit. That's a shame, but oh well. Not that they're watching the show. I wish they were, so I get that. I can't imagine Authors of Pain watching the show, but I wish they were, because I tell them to lay that shit in. When you have a main event talent, do not stop working the way you work. I told you guys to be safe, but by the same token, you got to lay your clotheslines in. Did you see the double team they did on the outside, where the high low, where they tripped the dude's feet and the other dude clotheslines the top of him? They did it to Roman. And it was so ginger. It was so gingerly done with the clothesline. It missed him completely, almost. It looked horrible. You got to lay that in. It's okay. They're big guys. Roman can take it.
Yeah. And then the big thing that happened after Reigns and Corbin took the pin, but Reigns covered him after the spear, was they were really teasing, was Dean going to leave with Actually, which is kind of really stupid if you think about it.
Nobody bought that.
Yeah, because why would you leave with the team that just lost?
Is that how you took it? I was taking it as, is he going to go back with the other three, actually?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, to me, it just seems strange, though. It's kind of like, dude, we've been trying to convince you to join us all night. We totally just got our asses kicked. You want to come to the back with us? Like,
Yeah.
Like, it was that thing. So he gave it a meaningful look and then went in with the Shield. They did, the 3 fists. And
it got a good pop.
Sure, absolutely. Man, so maybe Super Showdown will be the last hurrah. I don't think they're teasing this breakup. Well, because, okay, think about it this way. At Crown Jewel, it's going to be, was it going to be Braun, Brock, and Roman in a triple threat? Okay, so no Shield there. So maybe Dean and Seth will have a tag team title match at Crown Jewel. That could happen.
Always going to be run-ins in that match, but go ahead.
Oh, sure. No, I'm saying there could be run-ins, but I'm just trying to think of
where it would happen.
Are they going to keep this as the main event match? Because Crown Jewel, dude, that's first week in November. Like, that is...
I think what they've planned, I don't have any proof of this, is my 2 cents, that they're still going to keep the Shield as a Shield, but then split them up for little things like for him to go wrestle Brock for the title.
Okay.
He goes and he does that for a couple of weeks. Nothing with him in the Shield. Maybe they walk by each other backstage, say, hey, what's up? I don't know. They don't have to actually have segments together. They don't have to be dressed alike. They've done that a few times, actually. I've caught that, where they're wearing different gear.
Yeah. On
the same show because they didn't do anything together. But when they do stuff together, they're wearing their Shield gear. You notice that? Is a week ago, 2 weeks ago, maybe I noticed it.
It just seems like since Dean has been back, it's been in full Shield mode that they've been the main story on Raw. And we talked about this before, but
they are.
Yeah, and they're at the complete expense of the Intercontinental Championship.
Okay, but I think the way they're looking at it, it is the Shield is back. They are on top, but I think that they're also looking at it as there's also as triple prong that each of these guys are singularly written for these other storylines.
Yeah,
like running congruently with them still being together as the Shield. I don't know how to explain that any other way.
I feel you on it. I think if they give Roman the focus of Braun and pair them off again, like Roman and Braun are going to focus on Brock.
Right.
That works.
Yes.
Depends on where they go with it. But
there are 2 wrestling tags.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. Yeah,
or singles, like you said, Intercontinental being wasted at the moment, right?
Yeah. I mean, and I don't want to say the tag is being wasted, but this is not doing any favors to rebuild their tag division by having...
Well, they're credible, aren't they?
They're absolutely credible. I just feel that, I don't know. I want to see a bit more. I mean, the tag division is kind of deep on Raw. They have guys. Last I recall, it's been that long since we've seen the rest of the tag division. Maybe they don't. Well, it felt like it for a while, right? I'm probably confusing. Half the tag teams I think are still on Raw probably moved to SmackDown.
But I want you to name teams that you care about, that you think that you actually care about. B team does not count.
Okay.
Come on, we don't care about them. No offense to the guys.
Yeah, maybe you're right, dude. Because I'm thinking about it now, and I'm like, okay, so the Revival, yes.
Yes.
We got the Ascension.
I
care about them as people. I'll say that. I care how Connor and Victor are doing. How was their day? What do they have going on?
Oh, is it the Ascension?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. Sorry.
Not even as people? You don't even want to know how Connor's doing these days?
He goes to my gym. What a horrible thing to say.
You should just walk up to him and be like, Connor, I just want you to know, I don't know if you've heard something, but I just want to make it clear, I do not give a shit about you at all.
As a human being.
As a human being, as a wrestler, just do not care.
Not true. Don't listen to that.
Yeah. No, I've said this before. I would love to see a WWE network show that this is called Catering, and it just shows us what's going on in catering during Raw with Mike Kanellis and whoever's hanging out back there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because I like these guys, and I know they're not going to be on TV every week in something meaningful. But no, we got Rhino and Slater.
No, you don't care about them.
Halloween's almost here. They're going to get the comedy gimmick tag match again, I'm sure. Maybe it's depleted now that Deleter Worlds are no more.
I didn't care about them either.
Yeah, and Gallows and Anderson are on SmackDown.
Okay. Oh, I was gonna say I care about those two.
Yeah, I care about them, but they're on SmackDown. Maybe one brand should have the tag teams.
I think so.
You know.
I do think so. I think it would mean more.
Yeah. No.
I really do.
I'm with you on that. So, with that in mind, what did you think overall of tonight's Raw?
Fans in the, what do you call it? What kind of room? Chat room?
Chat room, yes.
God, I'm old. I'm 42 years old. I'm acting like I'm 90. What do you kids call it now?
Yeah.
The chat room. Everybody in the chat room, guess my grade right now. Go ahead. I say it every week.
They're like a couple seconds behind because of the delay, because of technology.
Well, C, a big fat C, as usual.
Well, there you go. Yeah, it kind of dragged a bit tonight. I think they're going to get their groove back after they get done with Super Showdown. I hope. Maybe
or all 3 shows they need to get.
Well, I think it'll be easier after Super Showdown because then they just have to build Evolution and Crown Jewel. We're back to essentially all the women are going to build towards Evolution. So I think the women are going to have a great time on Raw.
I was just going to say that could change it. Yeah. That actually could change the complexion of the show.
Yeah.
Of it being more exciting, actually.
Yeah. I mean, except for the fact that Ronda's the champ. And I mean,
but it makes the other girls have to do stuff. They have to be in angles, right?
And people were saying tonight, speculation is back. Maybe after Super Showdown, we're going to get the women's tag announcement. So maybe there'll be something new.
Ooh, that'd be sweet. They need to have it.
Yeah.
They need a women's tag belt, man. I personally think they do it. A lot of people don't think so. I do. I think they're deep enough.
Yeah, and it'll give us stakes for these other matches. So before we wrap, Sasha Banks' injury. Sasha was pulled from the Mixed Match Challenge. They just specified due to injury. They did not say what it was.
Sasha,
yeah.
She was supposed Liv Morgan.
Well, no, Liv Morgan tonight got a concussion, potentially. But Sasha is pulled from the Mixed Match Challenge. There's talk she's going to miss Evolution. They have not said what it is.
Come on.
All we know is she was pulled from the Mixed Match Challenge. She was going to be Bobby Lashley's partner. Now it's going to be Mickey.
We're friends in real life, by the way. Their chemistry is going to be funny.
And that'll be good. Yeah. That'll be great for Bobby.
Yeah, it would. Yeah. Known her since I've known, 2003.
Wow.
So it should be funny, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so we're waiting for specific word on this because I've been searching for it, and I'm not able to find out any specific details. She was pulled from injury, but everyone is speculating. Sasha, nothing booked in the immediate future. Man, it's just this era of wrestling. I mean, do you think it's that
the injuries?
Do you think it's that we take injuries more seriously now? And in the back, it would have
no question. You can't tough through it anymore.
Yeah.
You can't. I'm not even just talking about concussions. I'm talking about any injury now. Like they're on it like flies on, you know what? And they, they don't let you wrestle.
Yeah.
You can't tough it out anymore. They catch something, any wind of any injury, boom, you're pulled. I mean, in the long run, it really is what's best. But I don't know.
Yeah. So stay tuned to Wrestling Inc. for all the latest news about Sasha Banks and what's going on with her injury status. She was in Denver for Raw tonight, but I was looking online and I'm not seeing any more details about it. So Matt, what do you want to plug before we take this home here?
I usually do my Up Live broadcast right after this, but I'm going to be doing it tomorrow night. I'm doing a special, I'm making an in-radio show appearance here in Orlando, and we're going to be talking about this new Up Live streaming service I've been using to talk to fans and things like that. So all the fans, I pull a lot of fans off this that come over there, and I really do appreciate that. It's really cool, you guys. And it's cool, Glenn, because I'm able to because I don't go in the chat room. So I'm able to answer all their questions besides the ones I do. I get to answer them one-on-one and just shoot the shit with them and a different atmosphere, So I'll be on a radio show tomorrow, but I'm going to be streaming on my Up Live while I'm doing set 3 p.m. to 8 o'clock tomorrow night. So make sure you come on. You download the Up Live streaming app. It's for free on your phones in the App Store, and then download and then Matt Morgan. I believe it's the Blueprint Matt Morgan. Look that up. You'll see my see my live stream. It's 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Up Live.
Awesome, man. Yeah, our fans are incredible. Thank you
so much. They really are.
Really are. As hell. I mean, I felt like maybe for the first year we were doing this, I felt like I was a little bit in a bubble maybe and not hearing about it. But it seems like the more time goes on, the more maybe I'm just aware because more people are reaching out to us about this podcast. But it's great. I mean, This is what makes wrestling fantastic for me.
I love that. Yeah, I love Glenn in the most random places. I was at our farmer's market, okay, in Longwood, 6 little tiny Longwood, and a fan came up to me, thinking he's going to SmackDown or an Impact. Like, I love your work on Wrestling Inc. I listen to your podcast all the time. I was like, that's awesome. Like, I'm so excited to hear that, you know. But it's more and more and more and more of that. Like,
yeah, it's very cool. I appreciate everyone for tuning in, especially the live chatters, the hundreds of you that come out each week to watch us do this live, the thousands and tens of thousands who listen to this and watch it after the fact. Thank you so much. You can find me on Twitter at Glenn Rubenstein. He is BP Matt Morgan. And until next time, folks, we will see you back here on the Wrestling Inc. podcast. Take care.